Hey guys, welcome back to my channel Rewind That. It's your girl Miss K. If this is your first time coming across my channel, welcome. Please subscribe if you like the vibe and hit that notification bell so you know when I upload more videos like this one. Today we're going to be going over the latest episode of Put a Ring on It, episode number 9 called All or Nothing. Before I get into this video, guys, I just want to send a special shout out to my OGs and to my new subscribers. Thank you so much and welcome. All right, guys, so this episode starts off right where we left off, right? With Tamika and Vince arguing about the girl she saw coming out of his house or apartment. So Dr. Nicole was like, Tamika and Vince, I don't care who came out the door because that's not what you guys are really fighting about, okay? This cycle does not end until you guys make some different choices. So basically, Dr. Nicole tells them that they have to confront the issue and stop dancing around it, like finally tell the truth. I kind of want to say Vince, because it just seems like he doesn't really want to confront things or own up to anything. But we're going to talk about that a little later when we get to their session, all right? Because he claims that he has owned up to things. But also Tamika is at fault as well because she kind of brings things up and then tries to be like, I forget it, so y'all got to stop dancing around it. That's the advice from Dr. Nicole, and I totally agree, all right? All right, so next, Dr. Nicole tells the group that this is their last chance to go on a date with someone, right? So Mike and Shay decide that they're done on dates and are ready to just focus on each other. So Tamika lets Dr. Nicole know that she will be going on another date with Devin, while Vince says he won't be going on any more dates because he doesn't need any more distractions. So, of course, we know that Ashley wants a 4th date with Kwame, and Hollywood says that he doesn't need any more dates either because he knows what he needs as far as the process goes, and that does not include more dates. So, before they go, Dr. Nicole tells the group that they have to talk about exactly what their future looks like, right? Individually and as a couple, because next week is decision week. So, next, Tamika and Vince have their talk, and she tells him that the stuff in the past are things she thought she got over, but she guessed she must have just suppressed them. Then she says that she just wanted Vince to own up to his mistakes. So Vince says, I already admitted to those things, and I'm tired of being in this hole that you won't let me out of. So things get a little heated, but then things calm down eventually, and Vince tells her that he's sorry that they're even going through this and that he loves her more than anything. Then they kiss and make up, and she tells him to squeeze her butt cheeks for good luck. Before we move on, guys, I just want to say that Vince definitely annoyed me when he was like in the confessional that he's a great guy. I mean, I was like, look, Vince, you were doing so well until you added the arrogance, okay? Let's be humble, all right? Next, we have Shay and Mike talking about their future. So Mike tells Shay that he sees them living together with Zion and just working on building the family. But he mentions nothing about marriage. So, of course, Shay is like, where does the marriage come in, guy? So, in the confessional, Mike says that the pressure Shay is putting on him isn't fair. But my thing is, it's also not fair for you to want to move your son in and disrupt her whole life. Like, you got to compromise, okay? You can't be wanting to move your son in and have her become an insta-mom and you ain't at least trying to marry her. Like, that's just not right. I mean, I get what he says about him wanting to propose that it should come naturally and all, but what's natural about moving your child in with your girlfriend? That's a huge step, and the only type of chick that should be making a sacrifice like that is a wife, and that's just my opinion. Okay, so furthermore, while Shay is the girlfriend, she really doesn't have to deal with any of that, but as a wife, she does because that's where she accepts everything that comes with him. Yes, she's making the choice to accept it now, and that's because she knows she wants to marry this man. Anyway, Mike says that he just wants to at least give it a year to see how Shay and Zion are going to get along, to make sure that she's comfortable with him. And Shay says in the confessional that if she could commit to a new life with Zion and Mike, then he should be able to commit to a proposal. And I definitely agree with her, okay? Because meanwhile, Mike is telling her that he thinks she worries about it too much and that they'll be okay. So at this point, I'm just like, Mike, like, it's time for you to see that you're now the one that's being selfish, Anyway, next, Vince sits down with Dr. Nicole and she lets him know that he seems very calculated. And to be honest, when she was saying this kind of thing, For me, a calculated person is not very trustworthy. And I'm not saying that if you're a calculated person that you can't be trusted, but a lot of times people that are calculated, they're normally not really up to any good, But anyway, so as she was sitting down with Mike, she did kind of was giving him looks like she didn't really trust him or whatever, but it was still a good session. So he lets her know that he holds things back sometimes because he doesn't want to hurt Tamika. So Dr. Nicole says, you can feel responsible for what you do or what you did while not taking all the responsibility for how it's affecting Tamika. She tells him to still speak the truth, though, and that Tamika is a big girl and she can handle it. Next, Tamika has her session and she tells Dr. Nicole that she's afraid that if she eases up on Vince, he will hurt her again. But before that, Dr. Nicole told her that she should consider looking at what Vince deserves for what he's doing now instead of looking at what he doesn't deserve because of what he did in the past. By the end of this session, Dr. Nicole tells Tamika that whatever she's been doing hasn't been working, okay? And if she wants what her parents have, she has to offer forgiveness and work on creating trust. Next, we have Hollywood and Ashley says to Hollywood, what do you think about our future? Do you think it's going to work? And Hollywood says, that's up to you, because I already told you I was ready, but it seems like you still got some play you trying to make, right? So then Hollywood says, I've never saw myself without you, and I don't need the dating process to show me that because I already know. So Ashley says, well, when I saw my future, I didn't see myself without you. So Hollywood says, well, it don't look like that now because the way you moving on these dates, I'm sure by now you got this guy feeling like you like him. So Ashley says, why are you focused on him? And Hollywood says, I'm not jealous of him or nothing. I'm jealous of you spending all this time with him. So at this point, guys, Ashley really did confuse me at first. But as, the conversation came around, I started to get it. But let me walk y'all through my own process, okay? So like I said, she confused me because she wanted him to verify if he saw her in his future. But when he kept bringing up her dates with Kwame, she got mad because she felt like Hollywood shouldn't have got mad or upset or questioned their future because she's doing something that they both signed up for. So Hollywood was like, we didn't sign up to catch no feelings. And instead of hearing him out, Ashley got all emotional. And it was like she just put her own feelings in it instead of listening to the fact that this man said that he's hurt by the fact that she's going on multiple dates with the same dude, Now, look, I get that Ashley just wanted Hollywood to say, yes, babe, I see you in my future. And maybe she wanted him to get a little mushy too, But she can't expect the man not to bring up her dates with Kwame. I mean, at this point, it's the elephant in the freaking room. So how in the world could he not address it, And another thing that got me was, how do you think this man is going to respond about y'all's future together when decision day is right around the corner, right? It's next week. And you still feel the need to go on another date with another man. So for Hollywood, he probably looking at the situation like, maybe she trying to see who she gonna choose between us. So I can't get too comfortable with trying to see if she's in my future, So I can't blame him for that. Anyway, before I move on, Hollywood was being a little too cocky when all he had to do was tell his woman the truth, okay? All this, how I do and all that stuff, that big man puffing up your chest crap, that ain't gonna do nothing but drive your woman into another man's arms, okay, Hollywood? So get it together and stop acting like you can't be vulnerable with the woman that you was with for 9 years, So if you gotta kiss a little behind, then do it. Shoot, you messed up enough, right? So kiss up enough. Do whatever you need to do to keep your woman. And Ashley, learn to listen to your man, okay? That's the one thing he pointed out about Shantae. He said that she listened to him and he liked that, okay? It made him feel good. All right. Anyway, next, Tamika goes on her last date with Devin and she tells him that through this process, she feels like she got her voice back. So when Devin asks her if she still wants to be with Vince, she tells him that yes, she still wants to be with Vince and that she is in love with him. So that was the end of the chapter for Tamika and Devin. Next, Ashley and Kwame are on their date. And of course, the usual flirting is going on, okay? So y'all already know. that before this date, whether it was right before, a few days before, or whatever, y'all know that before this date happened, Ashley told Hollywood that now he does have to worry about Kwame. Since he acts like he doesn't care about their future together, she let him know, look, you never saw me do me. You know what I'm saying? And now you will see. And I ain't gonna lie, guys, when she said that, I was like, okay, girl, because, sometimes when your man want to act like he doesn't care, you just want to show him sometimes and make him eat his words, and that doesn't mean that it involves you stepping out with another man, okay? Sometimes it could just be teaching him a lesson, like take away the things that he's always taken for granted, like stop cooking for him or stop doing his laundry, just the little things. Anyway, my point is that it was stupid for Hollywood to be acting all arrogant, knowing that she was still going to go on this date with Kwame, Don't make the decision easy in terms of like Ashley used to say, he's making it so easy for Kwame. And that's just a stupid thing for Hollywood to do. Like, you should be rubbing her feet and doing all kinds of stuff before she go on a date. Like, take a book out of, what's his name page? Mike, all right? He sexes his woman down before she goes on a date with Rick, right? And then when she came back, I think he sexed her down again. Like, so you need to do what you need to do, bruh. Stop trying to act like you're all that and like you can't show this woman that you love and care for her. All right, so Ashley and Kwame, they're on their date and they're talking and they're awfully close, okay? She's rubbing on his arm and they're looking into each other's eyes. And at this point, Kwame goes in for the kiss, okay? Because he's thinking, I know she wants to, right? So he was like, I'm going to shoot my shot. But when he goes for it, she does curve it. She moves her face and everything. But she definitely wanted to, guys. She did. Anyway, so by the end of the date, Kwame tells her that he likes her and he really wants to be with her and is patiently waiting for her to make the decision, okay? He knows the situation that she's in and he respects it, but he wants her, all right? Anyway, so Ashley says in the confessional that she can see herself with Kwame, but she's torn because she's still with Hollywood. So like I've been saying throughout this whole time, guys, Ashley is in like the worst predicament than anybody else in the group, She has a tough decision to make. She's been with the man for 9 years and then she meets this other guy who's great and good looking and just giving her everything that she's looking for, but she doesn't really know him like that. Of course it's going to look that great on the outside, Anyway, so next we get to the group session and Dr. Nicole goes over their dates and the process the couples were making so far. So when Dr. Nicole asked Ashley how her date was with Kwame, she let it be known that it was good as always and it feels like it would go further if she wasn't in a relationship. And I really felt bad for Hollywood, as I look at his face and he has to sit there and listen to his woman talk about this man like that, okay, this other man. But I will say that Ashley did a better job at explaining her feelings this week than she did last week. Because last week she was a bit forceful with it, okay? And that could have also been because they may have had an argument before they got to the session. Anyway, I want to mention real quick, guys, that I absolutely love how Ashley and Hollywood come to each group session with matching colors, okay? They just be looking so freaking cute. And Mike and Shay, they be matching too, but it doesn't stand out as much as Ashley and Hollywood. Anyway, Ashley says that she's learning that love is not enough, okay? If things aren't right, she can't just jump into a marriage hoping that things will, fix down the line. All right? Then Shay and Mike let Dr. Nicole know what their future looks like. And we're not going to get into that because we already know everything that they were talking about. So Dr. Nicole then asks Shay what the sabotage looks like, okay? What's the sabotage for you? So Shay says the sabotage is me having my perfect vision and forcing it on him. But I feel like it's going to lead to our demise if we don't meet somewhere. So Dr. Nicole asked Mike if it's possible that he's holding on to some concept of marriage that doesn't really fit for him. So Mike says, yes, there are a lot of outside factors that have created a negative idea of marriage for me. So then Dr. Nicole says, maybe you guys should try to create a new vision together instead of focusing on your individual visions, because, they're clashing. So they take the advice and say, yeah, that's a good idea, right? All right, so moving on to Vince and Tamika. And after they let the group know that they're in a good place and have come to an understanding, it's Ashley and Hollywood's turn, okay? And Ashley says that she sees herself happy and being with a supportive man, and, you know, he supports her, right? The only thing is she doesn't see a face. So, of course, Hollywood says that it was hurtful to hear, but he's listening and he's taking it all in because he wants to change. So Dr. Nicole lets the group know that they've come a long way and it's time to make a decision. Do you want to break up, or are you ready to put a ring on it? And guys, that was how the episode ended, okay? And I can't wait to see what happens next week. Are these couples going home together, or is somebody, one of the couples, parting ways? I just can't wait to see it. Like I've been saying, I'm rooting for them all. All right, so thanks so much, guys, for your time. Please let me know what y'all thought about this episode, okay? Make sure you leave your comments down below and subscribe if you haven't already. And hit that notification bell so you know when I upload more videos like this one. Until next time, take care and be blessed, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.